Okay, friends, so I know you would have your manifestation by now if you were not concerned and stressed out over this one little thing. If you could remove this from out of the need to try to make this happen, you would literally see that your manifestation is already there. And so, what do I mean by this? That if you were not concerned with the how or with trying to figure out what's happening in this space in between you now until you see your manifestation in the 3D. If you were not concerned about how and trying to figure out and trying to do the mental gymnastics, then you would literally see that it's already done and that you would literally do the steps necessarily through just inspired action. And so what does that look like? I got stories for days, but I could tell you guys, I remember I had this whole thing where I wanted to switch over from the business that I had, where I was like doing services. I was in the beauty industry, so I was constantly doing services for people, but I wanted to start teaching it online. And so instead of like thinking about it already being done, I immediately started to think about what can I do to get there? Because sometimes we think that things are separate from us. And I was never really thinking about what it looked like at the end. I was just thinking about, okay, I know that this is the goal that I have, but what can I do to actually get there? Or what can I start seeing how I can do this to do that? And let me tell you, the thing that really took off for me in that sense of like having those sort of digital products through that business was the things that I literally did not even think about. I was just like, oh, that's a good idea. Let me do that really quick. I post it and then we get all these sales. But the things that I was like, okay, I got to take my time on doing this. And I think this would happen. And if I could price it to this, this, and that, then all of a sudden I would make all this money in, my business. And those things I struggled with so hard. And let me tell you, to this day, I will go and look on that dashboard and still no sales to this day. So what I'm here to tell you guys is that effortless action and that effortless way will come from when you live in the end and not trying to figure out how you can make this bridge or make your own bridge of incidents, and realizing that you are already on the bridge and there's no need to lift a finger. Like Neville Goddard says, that if you need to move or all these other people in between need to move, it will happen. And let me tell you guys, like, I've been getting so much inspired action on these videos lately because I've been just living in the end of knowing that I know what I know, and it just comes, like, the videos just come out of me. I don't sit down like I used to and try to like script it all out and do all that. Like, no, it just comes off the top of the dome. So what I'm telling you guys is, if you want to make your life easier, or if you would get out of your own way when you are stepping in, you are not allowing source to like move through you, because it is the source that you are connected with, that imagination, that divine intelligence that has all the answers that you need. And so if you could trust in that, that is you trusting in the higher you and your inner compass to move you to the destination. All you really need to be doing is just relaxing, having a good time, thinking about like how it is to be immersed in that experience, and knowing that along that way, the bridge that we call your whole life, you're going to run into the things that need to be done, or the ideas that get sparked, and all of a sudden I need to work, I should work on that, and then you do it, and then you post it, and then all of a sudden it takes off. But the things, when you try to get in the way and think that you know best exactly how to get there, or the best way, or you want to rush to get there, then that's when you start getting the delays, and that's when you start doing things and trying to make things happen. And when they don't happen, you lose confidence in yourself and in your inner compass. You lose confidence in your intuition, in your imagination. So you want to keep this light, fun, and playful. If you keep this from a lighthearted perspective of moving just to experience life and to experience the journey and to just live as much as you can, knowing that it's already done, and just, living throughout life knowing that there's miracles and things that are showing up, that you're not looking for them, I'm telling you, you guys, you will be there quicker. Like, there's been so many times where I've been stressed out about like making money or needing. I thought I needed all this money to like pay bills and do all this stuff. And I would go out looking and looking and looking and looking. And it wasn't until I was just like, you know what? Let me just lay on this couch right here and let me just enjoy the time. Because if I am someone that it doesn't have to work hard for money, and if I'm someone that literally makes money online from doing nothing, then how would I be acting? I would be laying on the couch. And although that seems like it's such a like, what, you have to get up and go to work and make money? No. Like, whatever I say for myself, if I'm saying that no, this next thing that I'm doing, if I could just lay down and relax and then money will be coming in, when I do that and when I've done that, that's when ideas have come, and that's when money has just came from every which way. I've shared a couple of those stories on here. But if you could just trust in yourself to live in the end and not get involved in this gray area, I promise you, you guys, if you can get out of your own way with that and stop trying to figure out the how and maneuver and do all that, you would be to your manifestation in no time. Think of it like this. Think of your attention being like a car. It's whatever you put your attention on, right? And so, you know, if you're driving, if you know that you drive, and you know, let's say you're supposed to keep your eyes straight on the road, right? And so if you're happen to look over here and start like focusing on something else, or focusing on the how and trying to do all this and that, you're not focused on the lane and on the abundance and on whatever it is, then you're going to start drifting off to the right. And so, you know, you start drifting off into the right, then next thing you know, you might have an accident or a detour or whatever. But if you keep your eyes straight on that, then you know you're going to pass by all the good restaurants, you know, like a Wingstop, like a McDonald's, or whatever you guys eat, or you're going to see where you need to go along the way. Like, the answers are going to pop up. You say that you're hungry. Next thing you know, you're focusing on already being fulfilled, already eating something good. And next thing you know, you're driving down the road and then you see, oh, this restaurant, this restaurant, this restaurant, this restaurant, it's all going to come up. All right. So guys, make sure that you are getting out of your own way and only focusing on what you need to focus on. Get out of your own way and don't worry about the how. Don't worry about trying to figure out a plan and figure out all this stuff. You already know the way. You've done it before. That's why you see it. That's why you see it. That's why you see yourself thriving at the end, because you already know the way. You already done it. You just have to remember now by enjoying that experience. All right. Connect to that experience and enjoy it. All right. And the rest is going to take care of itself. All right. So once again, you guys, imagination is there for you. It's there for you. It's there for you. Imagination is always on your side, you guys. And I am too. Like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.